What if you knew the whole story? I'm just a guy who loves Jollibee. Maybe that's a funny way to start, but it's true. If you know me, you know that about me. But these days, that simple truth seems small compared to everything else. You might know me as the guy everyone hated, the one you cursed, threatened, and promised to beat up if seen on the streets. I get it. You probably thought I deserved it. I became the villain in a story you all thought you understood. But what if I told you that the version you heard, the one that spread like wildfire, isn't the whole truth? What if the things you thought were facts were just fragments, twisted by the heat of anger and judgment? From the slow walk down the aisle to that first bite of crispy chicken, memories twisted into a narrative that has nothing to do with reality. But here's where things start to shake. What if I told you that I have lived under a roof of constant fear and shame, surrounded not just by one person, but by an entire family, a place where my spirit withered and my mind broke a little more each day? Would you pity me then? Or would you still curse my name? What if I told you I stayed silent because I feared for my child, an innocent soul caught between the harsh lines of a broken marriage, the collateral damage of our shattered vows? I pleaded for peace, for a chance to reconcile, to build something that glorifies God through humility and grace. But my words were met with silence, or worse, with the sharp sting of rejection. What if my silence was not guilt, but sacrifice? What if you knew the words I've had to swallow always, the insults I've endured, the receipt of anger? Words that cut deeper than any blade. Would you still see me as the monster? Could you take that kind of poison and not break? What if I told you that the drama you see is not always genuine? That sometimes the person you think is the victim has a darker side you'll never see. The kind that creeps in when the cameras are off and the doors are closed. What if I showed you the photos, the videos, the proof of my own pain and humiliation? Would it change anything? Or would you still see me as the worst guy? What if this isn't a simple fairy tale, but a twisted version of Beauty and the Beast? Only this time, the beast is the one left broken and scarred, the one who never gets to hear, "I see the good in you." What if I had walked away when I still could before my name became a curse in your mouths? Would I still be the villain, or just the man trying to protect his soul? As a man, a father, and a husband, I know I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I loved, I cared, I tried. And yet, the good deeds have no receipt. When made at home, they vanish into the quiet darkness of forgotten days. I would have loved to simply move on, to hand it all over to God, and let grace cover our wounds. But what was taken was difficult path, that not only us would be hurt, but the families that surround us. I've asked for reconciliation and the time to just breathe, for a chance to write a different ending, but was met with negativity instead. And that made me realize that I can't stay defenseless forever. I stayed because I believed in the sanctity of marriage, because I thought I could carry the weight of it all. I still waited on her at the altar despite all the wounds I have been enduring, thinking nothing is impossible with God. Others may have thrown the towel already if what I have gone through would happen to them. 3 weeks to prepare for a sudden wedding felt so pressured and was so restless, not really thinking of the action we are going to take. I stood my ground for the woman I tried to love unconditionally, but will never suffice for someone who wants me perfect in every aspect of life. I'll stop the drama right there